That's my heart. Damn.
MC, make another hit.
Whoa. This ain't what you want.
Project
This ain't what you want.
We are just south of Pioneer Square here in the great northwest city of Seattle at newly named Lumen Field, home of the 12s. And tonight we start week 9 with a good one in prime time, as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Prime Time. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
First carry here for Ken Walker. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards.
Seahawks. First down. First and
Check
10
mash.
at the
Check mash.
48-yard line.
And Walker once more. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. The Seahawks at 3-4 on the year coming into play. And Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
Hold on a second. Was that the fullback? That was the fullback. Who says that the slot receivers are the only guys who catch the football and get big yardage after the catch? Really nice job there. Showing good hands and an ability to get upfield.
Walker now on first and 10. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's second down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Let's go. Ready.
Sticking with Walker on second down. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. So the penalty rightfully declined. They'll keep the yardage on the completion.
Still some disagreement by the defense, though, because he thought that was just good, strong coverage, and the contact's going both ways, so why is there a flag? In the end, though, doesn't matter. Still a completed pass.
Here we go. Here we go. 19 Tiger. 19 Tiger. Ready.
And that'll be incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's second and goal now.
Here we go. Check. Check. Hurt. Hurt. Check go.
Now to the ground. Here's Walker. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
It's now third and goal.
Back to throw. Parrish. And they're going to get to it. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal. The kick by Bass is good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for it.
You're exactly right about that. And this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Open man, the former Gator. It's Ricky Pearsall. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Ricky Pearsall. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bills are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead.
Seahawks 3.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Well, this is something we've seen before, partner. We've seen a defense bait a rookie, pretend to leave a window open, and then the defensive back jumped it as soon as the ball was released. Big-time play. They love taking advantage of the youngsters, and in this case, it paid off well.
What's up?
First down, here's the run with Cook. Oh, look at the juke. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
What's up?
And the Bills
Again, it's Cook. And Powell running here down to the 6-yard line. Just when you run on a first down run, call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. They'll try the middle with Cook. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now Allen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. From 3 yards out. And the Bills add 6 to their lead. They'll going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And he returns this to the 22.
1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's third down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Trap 60, trap.
From the gun on third down, Parrish. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And where the time has expired on the first quarter. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here, as they've got it with a 4th down coming up.
Let's go now. Bronco 80. Dragon 60. Ready.
They'll try and throw for it here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. Now Allen. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
That open man that time, they ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. 2nd and 10. Allen. This pass hauled in by Dodson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Up the middle, it's Cook. And effective running here. They'll take it down inside the 10. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Allen off the play fake. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. And the penalty makes this a much more manageable 3rd down, 3rd and 2.
56, 56. We go.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And his kick is good. And the Bills will add on to their lead. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps. And the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35.
Ready.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Yeah, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week, and you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it, because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games, and the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
Now he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a first.
At the 27-yard line.
22. 60 Eagles, 19 Lions. Ready?
Off the play fake. Parrish. Now he'll tuck this and run. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Walker. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
On the set.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And the Bills are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. CD, when he went to throw that, I'm not sure if he just didn't see where the defense was, or whatever the case, not the throw you're looking for on 1st and goal.
Not at all, because, look, let's face it, that close to the goal line, if you throw an interception, is going to hurt on any down. But really, the only down you can kind of live with is if you do it on 4th down. The first 3, if you don't have it wide open, just get rid of it. Make sure they can't get it and live to fight another down. 1st and goal, and you throw the pick, not good at all.
Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
First play of the drive, let's get credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Here's Cook again. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do, and right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now this is an example of breaking down in defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
And now they'll throw with Allen. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Cook up the gut. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. James Cook with a milestone career touchdown number 100. Joining Curtis Martin and Franco Harris at the century mark as he continues to climb the all-time list. And the Bills take a 3-touchdown lead. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points.
Seahawks
3. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
19-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects it.
can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
And this one's incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other, because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting it once, you get first-half scores just like this one.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down.
First and 10 at the 47.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Going right back to Smith and Jigba. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, first down.
Come on. Ready?
Back to throw again. There's a short one caught by Arroyo. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 5.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked by Julian Love. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. I mean, at this point, CD, what is not going their way in this first half? After that pick 6, they now have a 4-possession lead here.
And that allows them to say to themselves, how about we get everybody involved, okay? Because this one is a runaway, and it's looking like it's going to be even more of a runaway. Everybody gets a chance to play and get a little bit of love. The more guys that get to watch the highlight reels from this one, the better.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Here we go.
And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here, we do have an injury on the play. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. 114 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
They run again on first down. Cook. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Now 2nd and 9. They run it again with Cook. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. No move for the field goal unit. They're going to go here with 5 seconds left. A final shot before half for Allen. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bills would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point splits the uprights. And the rout is on here in this first half. So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Starting the third quarter with Cook. Elijah Molden up to make the stop.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Now Cook running right. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. They just look like they're having fun out there. Big lead. There's another big play on the big run. I mean, they can't be stopped.
I'm a little bit older than you, as you well know, partner, and you tend to tell me that all the time. But there used to be a big-time song, and the lyric was, "Summertime and the living is easy." Right now, it's football time, and the running is easy for this group.
So from the 25, this is 2nd and 5. Handoff comes to Cook. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
First down. It's a gain of 6. And the Bills first down.
Allen now looks to throw. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that'll make it 2nd and goal.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Allen now on 3rd and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Ricky Pearsall. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Bills take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Finding Smith and Jigba downfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
First down.
Go.
From the gun, it's Walker. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Okay,
Second and 9.
here we go, here we go. Viking 18.
Off play action. Parrish. Over the middle, complete. It's McCoy. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. We saw plenty of throws like this in the Rose Bowl last fall. This one results in a first down.
Ready?
They go play action here on first down. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Gregory Rousseau. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. He finds his man, complete. That's McCoy. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
Looking to throw. Parrish. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Seattle, Washington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. T.J. Sanders able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot.
60 Eagles, 60.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. From 8 yards out. And the Seahawks are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Bass, up and good. As they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. The solid stiff arm. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
At their own 32-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of field time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I we enjoy. We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss. And
collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards that time, and a Bills first down.
Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. And let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And for one of the first times all night, he's going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. And that's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down. On play action, Allen. Going to be caught downfield by Dotson. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. A great play there. His third touchdown of the game and fifth on the year. And the Bills look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Extra point attempt to follow here. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
Come on, come on.
Operating from the gun, Parrish. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
70 Lions.
They'll look to throw again. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A great pickup there, 35 yards, and obviously the 1st down to go along with it.
First and
Here we
10
go,
at
here we
the
go.
20-yard line.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Let go.
Off the play fake. Parrish. He finds Smith and Jigba in the end zone for a Seahawks touchdown. From 19 yards away. And the Seahawks get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point by Bass, up and good. As they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play.
Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pull it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yards.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Well, they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? fantasy, guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. 62 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable second down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. From the 17, here's 2nd and 4.
Go! Hawk 70. Hawk. Ready, ready.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Here's Bass now for the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down to 28. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. And they take a knee. And they will take a knee here.
Down 80.
And they'll indeed take a knee. This offense that gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on